how I'm feeling about my Lakers. Game two. Me analyzing game two. Let me say how it went. My Lakers came out with a little bit more urgency. Minnesota looked like they came out thinking, we won a game. We came out with a little bit more urgency to win. To me, it looked like my Lakers played more with our back against the wall. It looked like our back was against the wall. It looked like we was in an elimination game or something. How we kind of came out with the energy, and what Luka did in the first half was very impressive. But I'm a Laker fan, so as usual, as we do, we can't never close the game. We let teams back into the game all the time. I watch it so many times. But we winning. I mean, at one time we was up by 20, and we let them back in the game. I clicked back on the game because I was leaving work, and we was only up like 9 points. And I'm like, I think the biggest problem with my Lakers is closing the game. LeBron hasn't been looking like himself. He hasn't been putting up the point total that we used to seeing LeBron put up. But I kind of figured that, I ain't think LeBron was still going to be averaging what he averaged. I think it's the first time in his career that he didn't average. I think he didn't go over 24, 25 points for average for the season. This is the first year. And I think if Luka would have never came on the team, he would have still hit that threshold that he been hitting every year since he been in the NBA. But I think, like I'm saying, with Luka there, he don't have to do what he used to have to do. All the work he used to have to put in, he don't really got to do it like that no more. So he kind of took a back seat, which is cool, man. LeBron James needs to have a situation where he can take a back seat. I've been waiting on that. He couldn't do it with Anthony Davis. He was waiting for Anthony Davis to take over. Anthony Davis would never take over, so LeBron James had to be the star. And I know it was wearing on him. He needed a star like a Luka Doncic to come in and take the load off his shoulder. Now Luka's putting up 30 every night, almost averaging a triple-double. Now LeBron has kind of took the back seat where he's just sitting to the side, letting Luka do his thing. And, I'm liking that kind of LeBron. Now LeBron can have the energy that they might need, in the playoffs. He had to do so much over time in so many series where, do he have the energy to carry the whole team? And he would almost get them there, but he would run out of steam, a lot of times. Now him sitting on the back burner, letting Luka do his thing, I kind of like how it looked, And then he can get a bucket here and there. He can sit over there on the wing. He can shoot his three-pointers. He have a little bit more energy now where he can play a little bit more defense. But I think the problem with my Lakers right now, the biggest problem right now is Austin Reeves need to wake up. He's been doing pretty good, but we need Austin Reeves to get out here and cook like he's been cooking. But I know he's been getting guarded by McDaniels, and he's a big guy. It's a big body for Austin Reeves, and he don't really play physical like that. So if you put McDaniels on him, he's a bigger guy. And he can't really cook how he usually cook. And then Luka, he gonna play with Rudy Gobert. He enjoys that matchup. But I didn't, when I looked at Minnesota, ever since they had got rid of Towns, I thought they had got rid of a lot of length. So I thought we was going to have an easier series with Minnesota. But now, since I've been looking at the game, they really a bigger team than what you expected. Probably Ant-Man, Mike Conley, they're not that big of a guy. But the rest of your guys are really. And even though Julius Randle, we drafted Julius Randle, even though he's not that tall of a guy, he's pretty tall, but he's a big muscular guy. And he can push you around. And he plays defense, and he's a rough kind of guy, rough, rugged kind of guy. So Minnesota, I kind of looked over Minnesota, but I said this from the beginning. I didn't want Minnesota. I would rather have Memphis skate through in the playoffs a little easier, or like a Houston or something like that, get to the playoffs a little easier. Minnesota, at the end of the season, was coming on, and I don't want no young team that's coming on that Ant-Man like taking out the greats. So how he went at Kevin Durant that last year, and now it would been it would have been a feather in his hat, man, to end up taking out Luka and LeBron on the same team. That would be something you can really talk about. That would be something you can really brag about. You know what I'm saying? I know he would love to do something like that. But with my Lakers, I'm not really worried. We cruising, you know what I'm saying? I think we kind of got to match the intensity. I think we had a lot of days off before, you know, we played our first playoff game. And we looked like it, you know what I'm saying? We walked into the game lackluster, like, you know, no energy, you know what I'm saying? Looking like we're the Lakers. We just going to beat Minnesota. And they kind of whooped us down, you know what I'm saying? So that was a good thing. Sometimes you got to get punched to get y'all to wake you up, you know what I'm saying? So we got woke up after game one. Now game two, we looked a lot better, you know what I'm saying? I think game three is gonna be the game where we dominate. Everybody think Minnesota finna get back to their hot shooting streak, but I think game three is where Luka and LeBron dominate. I think Austin Reed's gonna do his thing. It's good to see Rui get back to getting some buckets. You know, I think he's a big X factor. You know, him catching alleys, him playing defenses and hitting a crucial three every now and then. But I think we just got the better team, and I think we're gonna pull this off. I think it's gonna be a better series than what people thought, but they didn't got their game. And I already told you, man, Lakers in 5. You know what I'm saying? Lakers in 5. That's how it's gonna go down. That's how it's gonna be. I don't care if you don't like it or not. That's what I say. And I see a Luka having a 40-point game the next game. I see LeBron probably 25-ish, probably a 25-ish kind of game, 8 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? That kind of game. I see Austin Reeves probably giving us like 27-ish, doing his thing, getting back on track with his three-pointers because he been kind of broke. I think he was 0 for 6 last game in three-pointers. And I think, you know, my Lakers finna get back on track, and we finna put a whooping on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, I respect Ant-Man game a lot, man, but they can't do nothing with my Lakers. And I think JJ kind of seen a strategy of how to play Minnesota. LeBron and JJ together, I think they got a strategy on how to beat these young whippersnappers, you know what I'm saying? And we're going to do our thing, man. But tell me what you feel about it, man. Game 2 in the books. See what's going to go on with game 3. I know everybody rooted against my Lakers. We're going to see what we're going to do, baby. We're going to make it do what they do, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out, man. Tell me how you feel about the Lakers and Timberwolves series in game 3 coming up and how you think it's going to turn out. Like, comment, subscribe on my channel, and I'm out. Y'all have a wonderful day.